After starting the season 2-10 and having a historical poor start from 3, everyone wrote off the LA Lakers. AD was called day-to-day Davis, LeBron was considered too old with a closed championship window, and the Westbrook experiment looked like an utter failure. However, after blockbuster trades at the NBA trade deadline, the Lakers had the best record in the West since All-Star break and are looking deadly as ever. Anthony Davis is reminding the world that he's not only an elite big man, but also a top 10 player in this league. LeBron continues to defy all human logic by his play at age 38, and D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reaves, and others have helped to transform the identity of this team. Here's just how good the Lakers have been since their masterful trade deadline, why the Lakers are in a prime position to win it all come June. But before we begin, be sure to leave a like on the video, as each like makes a tremendous difference for the channel, and also be sure to sub to the channel for even more content like this. The Lakers at All-Star break were sitting at 13th in the Western Conference with dwindling playoff hopes, but now just became the 6th-7th seed in NBA history to win a series against the 2nd seed. Not only that, their 40-point margin of victory in Game 6 is the largest ever for 7th seed over the 2nd seed. Of course, you could say that LeBron James, D'Angelo Russell, and others played a massive role in this triumph, which they actually did. Moreover, Anthony Davis was by far the best player in this series, and it wasn't even close. AD just put up a defensive masterclass and reminded us of the generational defensive impact he's had throughout his sensational NBA career. He had 26 blocks in this series, which was the most for a Laker in a series since Shaq, and had 5 blocks in Game 6 to send the Grizzlies packing. Not only did he have 5 blocks, but he altered everything he saw in the paint and completely influenced the way in which the Grizzlies tried to operate their offense. Even in that Game 4, in which he was heavily scrutinized for having just 12 points, the Lakers would have no shot at victory if it weren't for AD's defensive masterclass. AD clearly doesn't get the credit that he's deserved, as even though his body has been through a ton and he's been labeled Street Clothes Davis, he's only missed 2 games since the start of February, toughing it out even though he had a premature comeback from his injury that could have potentially altered his career, and has played at an all-NBA level in not just this series, but over the course of this NBA season. Another set of players that provided invaluable impact to this Lakers team are the Lakers backcourt of Austin Reaves and D'Angelo Russell. Austin Reaves' story as an undrafted player is already a thing of legend, given how well he's blossomed for this Lakers team. But even with all the added attention, he's proven that he is the real deal. Over his last 10 games of the season, he averaged 18 points and 6 assists on 57% from the field, 49% from 3, and 90% from the free throw line. And in Game 1 against the Grizzlies, he was the true difference maker for the team. He scored 23 points in that game, but more importantly, dropped 14 points in that fourth quarter. He would go on to average 17, 5, and 5 for the series, and I think that it's fair to say that Reaves will be an impactful player in the series against Golden State or the Sacramento Kings. Moreover, this could also be said about D'Angelo Russell, given the form that he's been in as of late. As the 2nd overall pick in the 2015 draft by the LA Lakers, this is actually a full circle moment for D'Angelo Russell. But that's not to say that he hasn't had a few rough patches. He at first struggled in the summer league off the gate, was inconsistent but showed glimpses of his all-star caliber play, lost respect due to the whole Iggy Azalea-Nick Young situation, and was eventually used in a salary dump of Timothy Mozgov's ginormous contract to the Brooklyn Nets. In Brooklyn, D'Lo would make his sole all-star appearance before being dealt to the Golden State Warriors in a sign and trade for Kevin Durant, and then being flipped for Andrew Wiggins and an additional first. In Minnesota, D'Lo proved his value through his playmaking and his floor spacing. However, his woes in the playoffs made people joke that he was still loading after 8 seasons in the league and playing for 4 different teams. However, everything seems to be clicking for D'Lo back in LA. If it wasn't for those 3 pivotal threes that he hit in Game 4 to cut the Memphis lead down to 1, the Lakers could have been going down to Memphis for Game 5 tied 2-2. And last night, he put up a playoff career high of 31 points on 12 of 17 shooting and 5 of 9 from 3. If the Lakers really want to make a deep playoff run, they need both members of that Vanilla Ice backcourt to play well. Because when D'Lo is confident, engaged, and knocking down his outside shots, the Lakers are really difficult to stop. As for the Lakers forwards, Rui Hachimura has been a godsend for this team as well. And when you consider that the Lakers gave up only Kendrick Nunn and a few seconds to get him, you realize just how much value he offers to this team. He, just like Reaves, was instrumental in the Lakers' Game 1 win in Memphis, scoring 29 points and 21 of those in the second half. And in the process, he tied Michael Thompson for the highest amount of points scored off the Lakers bench in a playoff game. Desmond Bane then dared him to drop 20 points again as if he was some scrub, and he did so on 58% shooting and 50% from 3 in the next game. In summary, Rui was greatly impactful in this series, but so was Jared Vanderbilt. Vando was also part of that large Westbrook trade that happened before the trade deadline and was a massive reason why the Lakers' defense climbed from 17th prior to All-Star break all the way to 3rd post. He and AD have formed a magnificent defensive frontcourt pairing, and he's been placed at different defensive assignments where Darvin Ham trusts him to excel. He's never going to blow you away with his sheer numbers, but if you watch the games, you know how much Vando has changed the defensive identity of this team. Last but certainly not least, how can we have a Lakers video without talking about LeBron James? LeBron was wise not to fall into Dillon Brooks' trap and play uncharacteristically just to prove a point. Rather, he played to his strengths and continues to remind us of how outrageous he is in year 20 at age 38. In that Game 4 victory, LeBron made the game-tying layup to send the Lakers to overtime and had an and one to seal the game, and went on to give the Lakers the first 2020 game of their franchise since Shaq. He definitely needs to shoot better than 19% from 3 if they want to beat the Kings or Warriors in the second round, but when you have LeBron James, there's always a chance. Speaking of chances, Lakers actually have an excellent chance to win it all in 2023. They definitely won't be the odds-on favorite to win it all, and for good reason. However, they'll have more rest than either the Kings or Warriors going into the next round. The Bucks are completely out of the playoffs entirely, and this pool of contenders in both conferences are collectively weaker than in years past. Also, the Lakers have been flat out great to start the postseason and didn't rely on a ton of outlier performances to get results. Overall, the LA Lakers have brought back excitement to the fan base and look way better than people anticipated with hopes of winning it all. But please let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. How far do you see this Lakers team going in this postseason? And what's impressed you most about this Lakers victory against the Memphis Grizzlies? Be sure to leave a like on the video, as each like makes a tremendous difference for the channel. Also, be sure to sub to the channel for more content like this. Hope to see you all in the next one, and stay tuned.